So we're out here changing the cab bushings on a Ford Super Duty, which is one of these trucks. And in case you're wondering why the whole grill is taken off, when you actually get to the cab bushings, they look simple, but then they have stupid little nuts inside of them that makes it so when you try to pull it out, it'll twist. And so the concept looks real simple. I'll show you them down here. So that's a cab bushing. Looks simple enough. It's got one screw in it, got blown out rubbers. You'd think you could just take that screw out and everything would be fine, but that is not how this is working. So I will show you how to get the two front ones out on this truck. And that's why we had to take the grill off and you have to take out the headlight. That way you can get inside of here, and you have to get a really short little stubby wrench and stick it inside this hole. And back inside here where you cannot see is a nut inside there. And that's going to be the backup so this quits skipping on us and we can actually get the bolt out. If you don't want to use the little stubby wrench, like in this one's case it was too big, the bolt that's down in here is actually a 7/8. And so what we ended up doing is we just got a wrench and just bent it so it'll fit inside that piece. And then that will actually bend inside there. And this is a two-person job, so you kind of have to have one person up here holding this because there's a lot of play up here and it moves. And then you'll have another person underneath with a brake bar or a ratchet loosening that up. So the way you get to the top of the other bushings is if you actually just come down to your truck, all of this stuff just clips off. So that piece will come off. Then you come over here, this will pop out. This snaps back off too. Then you can just peel up your carpet and you'll see these black rubbers. And if you pop these out, like so, you can see the bolts that are down inside there. And this is the one, this is the second bushing. So you got the front of the truck, that's the second bushing. There's going to be another one down behind the seat, and then another one that's over in the back panel door. A lot of these bolts are really stiff and tight, and they like to break. So good advice would be to pull all these little rubber things out, find them all, spray some blaster on there, and when you're trying to undo them from underneath, you can, if it gets too stiff, you have to screw it back in, screw it back out, and just work its way out so you don't break a bolt. Another thing you're going to run into is even once you get the bolt out, the actual cup at the bottom of it does not want to come off. You have to use pry bars and hammers and basically beat this thing off because it does not want to be removed. That one's getting sawzalled off, and the reason is basically there's 8 bushings in here. 6 of them are the easy ones that pop out, and then for some unknown reason 2 of them are these little guys, and inside here there's locking pins inside of this. So even with this out of the truck and you put this in, it doesn't let it pop back out. And you have to beat the crap out of this and pry it, and that's how we got one of these out, because it doesn't come out. And the other one, we can't get it out, and so that's why we're sawzalling it off. The bolt's already out. It's literally the bushing itself has a locking mechanism. This one's already been opened before, but the other one is just rusted tight. We can't even do anything with it. So that's what the sawzall's for. And the end result is you're going to have a nice silicone bushing like this one put in, but it is a lot more work than you think to get to that point. And then when you're done with everything, I figured I'd show you this. It actually looks super good once you get under here. So that's how the new bushings look once they're installed under the truck. You tighten them up and they actually look super, super good. And these are tightened to 76 foot-pounds, which actually squishes them down and makes them look really nice. So it does actually work real good. And then that's also another weird thing. These were a total pain in the butt to get out, but putting them back in, they went in just fine with the torque bar. No problems getting them back in, and they smushed down like they're supposed to. So that's where we're at so far.